This is Ben with RegisteredNurseRN.com, and today I'm going to go over a quick video on Allegra Vs Zyrtec for hives and allergies. And as I've said many times in videos, I've had colon urgent urticaria on and off for over 12 years. I've tried a whole lot of antihistamines, which I'll briefly cover in this video. And then I'm going to talk about the differences between Allegra and Zyrtec, because those are some of the two most common antihistamines that people with colon urgent urticaria or other types of hives or allergies will typically try. So, okay, first of all, some of the antihistamines I've tried Benadryl. It's a very powerful antihistamine, and that one usually put me to sleep. It made me extremely drowsy, and the next day, the side effects for me personally would be an upset stomach, and it really didn't help my hives that much. Hydroxyzine, that's a prescription-based antihistamine. That one provided a very, very small amount of relief, but again, terribly drowsy was the side effect for me. And after about a week, when the drowsiness started to wear off from taking it every day, the hives came back fully. Claritin is also an over-the-counter drug, and that one didn't help. It didn't give me that much. It gave me a slight mental fog, but it really didn't help my hives at all, and it didn't have that bad of side effects other than very, very light drowsiness. I got a prescription antihistamine one time called Periactin, and wow, that stuff, that made me so absolutely irritable. Like, I didn't know what was wrong with me for like a week. I was being rude and snapping at my wife left and right. Then suddenly I realized it was this medication that was making me like extremely irritable. When I cut it out, everything went back to normal, and it didn't really help my hives at all, really. And so I had to stop taking that. Pepsid, that's an H2 antihistamine like Pepsid AC that you get over the counter. That one helps a little bit for me. It helps most when you combine it with an H1. You have to be really careful when you do that. And that's something that you always want to talk to a doctor about before you try any of these antihistamines. Always talk to a doctor, especially if you're pregnant, nursing, or taking other medications and so forth. But when I would combine an H2 antihistamine with an H1, such as Allegra and Pepsid, I would have to usually take them 2 hours apart, but when I did that, that was what provided me the most relief. Zantac is another H2 antihistamine, and again, that would help a little bit. When I combine it with an H1 antihistamine, that would help the most. But okay, now I'm going to quickly go through Zyrtec versus Allegra. For me, the better of the two by far was always Allegra. That's the one that provided the most relief with the least amount of side effects that I could actually notice. Zyrtec comes in 10 milligram amounts. Allegra comes in 180 milligrams. They're just different chemicals. They work differently. Allegra is supposed to be non-drowsy, and it advertises that. And for me, I have a problem with drowsiness with most antihistamines, but I can tell you right now, I can take an Allegra and I get pretty much zero drowsiness from it. I don't get stomach aches. I don't get a lot of side effects. So I really liked Allegra for that reason. Zyrtec would usually give me a headache, and it would give me quite a bit of drowsiness. So that was the problems I had with Zyrtec, and I didn't like that at all. It would also sometimes give me like a dry mouth, and some of the common, and that is the common side effects with Zyrtec. It's drowsiness, dry mouth, stomach pain, tiredness, trouble sleeping. That's one of the listed side effects. As far as Allegra, they can also include nausea, diarrhea, upset stomach, drowsiness, headache, muscle pain. And again, for me, Allegra didn't cause any of those. Zyrtec did cause me some drowsiness, a little bit of dry mouth, and that was the main, and a headache sometimes, and that was the main side effect for that. And Zyrtec's a much smaller pill. Allegra is about twice the size of Zyrtec. So for people who have a problem swallowing pills, that's something to keep in mind. And really what I would just say is that every antihistamine works differently on different people. I mean, you would think that the human body being so much the same that one antihistamine would work the same on all people, but it just doesn't work that way. Some people have a lot more relief with one type, while another person may get zero relief from that same antihistamine. So my advice is that if you have a mild case of colon urgent urticaria and you're struggling with trying to treat it, of course work with the doctor before you try anything at all, but excuse me. But for me, Allegra was really the best one out there that helped me some. Didn't stop at 100%. And for other people, it may be Zyrtec, or it may be, a prescription-based antihistamine. But that's just a quick comparison of what you're looking at. So I hope that helps. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day.